One day, somebody said that some guy was around in the Francis Bush singing. So I decided to go and investigate them. When I went, I saw Keith and three other guys rehearsing. So I kind of fit myself in that little spot that was open. And we had a 4 or 5 man group eventually. I thought we were good enough to record. But obviously we were not because we got rejected the first time we went for an audition. But 3 guys became disenchanted with the trials. Keith and I stuck it out. We continued rehearsing and eventually got to the point where we had material good enough for Derek Harriott to record us.
Oh, so you come from the Derek Harriott stable as well?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. So that's how we started essentially. We grew for a while, then Keith's family decided to migrate to the States. I had some ties in Canada and we went like our ways. Eventually we got together again after about 20 years because Keith had gone into the army and so on. So somebody was interested in getting us back together and we eventually kind of got back together and did a show. And after that, we started touring, and we're here today because of that.
So, did you, all 3 of you, did you come from musical families? Were your family musical? Did you have your mum and dad, were they singers or performers or anything like that?
My mom was.
Your mum was?
Yeah, I'm a product of the church, Pentecostal church. My mother always had music in the house. She had a record player, and she had all those groups from the United States, gospel groups. So I grew up listening to that and listening to harmonies, So yeah, and she was a pretty good singer herself in church. So yeah, I had that in my house. So.
What age did you leave to go to the States, your family? When did they
20.
You were 20. And did you seek more music when you was out there? Did you seek places that you could sing and perform, or did you let it go a little bit?
Oh no. When I went to the States, there was a burgeoning group of musicians who had migrated to actually Brooklyn, New York. And there were guys who I played with in high school in Jamaica.
So you linked back up in Brooklyn?
Linked back up with them in Brooklyn.
Nice.
And we had several bands. I was in the military also, but although I was in the military, I was still playing music and still recording. So yeah, all through the 80s until I had to go overseas.
And Tex, when you went to Canada, what age was you when you, did your whole family migrate to Canada?
At the time, I was not attached. Like I had a fiance who was in Canada and who invited me to come up. Needless to say, when I went like in the heart of winter. It was a shock to my system.
I bet it was.
And I kind of pined for going back home. But I'm glad I stuck it out because it made me who I am. So I eventually got a job